The small community of Belle Vue, Vieux Fort is mourning the tragic loss of 25-year-old Kimroy Jeffrey, who died on Friday, November 29th, following a catastrophic accident. Reports indicate that Jeffrey succumbed to severe injuries sustained when a retaining wall collapsed and fell on him while he was doing construction work for a neighbor. His aunt, Petra Mitchell, shared that the family was already grappling with grief due to the recent loss of two other relatives in the past few months. She described how particularly devastating the news was for Jeffrey's mother, who reportedly screamed upon hearing about her son's passing. This unexpected tragedy has sent shockwaves through the community, leaving family and friends struggling to cope with the profound loss.
His mom was just a few houses away. When my niece heard the scream and called her, thinking that it was the neighbor in distress, calling and saying that the neighbor is in distress, only to find out when she get there it was her son. So she's still disoriented. She's still trying to get a grip of it, because she saw the whole thing when she got there. He was still he was there with all the concrete over him and so on. So it's like it's very traumatic for her.
In the wake of the accident, the Sanusha Fire and Emergency Services responded promptly to a distress call, dispatching first responders to the scene. Eyewitness accounts emphasize the urgency and determination of the rescue efforts, as firefighters worked tirelessly to extricate Jeffrey from the rumble, facing difficult conditions. The critical moment unfolded before stunned bystanders, who watched with bated breath as first responders fought against time to save a life. Despite their swift actions, Jeffrey suffered catastrophic injuries.
On 29 November 2024, the St. Lucia Fire Service responded to an emergency call at Belle Vue, Vieux Fort. On arrival at the scene, an adult male was found laying on the ground. He was assessed, then transported to a medical facility.
In a desperate bid to stabilize his condition, he was rushed to St. Jude's Hospital, where medical professionals moved quickly to intervene. Unfortunately, their efforts were in vain. He was pronounced dead shortly after arriving at the facility. The news of his passing has sent shockwaves through his family and the wider community, leaving them grappling with immense grief. An emotional video circulating on social media captures the devastating moment when Jeffrey's lifeless body was transported into a hearse from the scene. Heart-wrenching cries from family members echoed through the air, a reminder of the suddenness of his loss. Authorities have launched an investigation into the circumstances surrounding the wall collapse, seeking to understand the factors that led to such a tragic incident. As the investigation unfolds, the community remains united in their grief, honoring Kimroy Jeffrey's memory, and supporting one another in the days ahead. Kimroy Jeffrey's untimely death has cast a long shadow over Belle Vue and beyond, prompting an outpouring of condolences and tributes from friends, family, and neighbors who continue to share stories of his kindness and the impact he had on their lives. A candlelight vigil is being planned in his honor as the community comes together to remember a young man whose life was cut short far too soon. Chloe Dantes, NBC Prime.